星のカービィがファミコンソフトになった。すっごくカラフル。
ますますやんちゃ。星のカービィ夢の泉の物語。よろしく。
Who's Kirby? Behind the flabby facade, a physical powerhouse, a street fighter, a weapons expert. He's whatever the situation demands. In Kirby's adventure, evil King Dede's stolen Dreamland's dreams. Now Kirby's fighting to get them back, level by nightmarish level. That's Kirby. He's cute. Till you cross him, then he's one tough cream puff. Kirby's Adventure on NES.
ほら吸い込んだ、また吸い込んだ、吸い込んだらカービィ強くなる。それパラソルだ、それハンマーだ。出てくる敵キャラやっつけろ。ほら吸い込んだ、また吸い込んだ、吸い込んだらカービィ。
星のカービィがファミコンソフトになった。すっごくカラフル。
ますますやんちゃ。星のカービィ夢の泉の物語。よろしく。
Who's Kirby? Behind the flabby facade, a physical powerhouse, a street fighter, a weapons expert. He's whatever the situation demands. In Kirby's Adventure, evil King Dede's stolen Dreamland's dreams. Now Kirby's fighting to get them back, level by nightmarish level. That's Kirby. He's cute. Till you cross him, then he's one tough cream puff. Kirby's Adventure on NES.
ほら、とってもカラフルになっただろう。どんな風にパワーアップしたか見せてもらおう。今度のカービィは敵をヒュッと吸い込んでから十字カーソルの下を押すと敵の得意技を横取りできるようになった。つまりコピーできるようになったんだ。吸い込んでコピーして得意技横取り。カービィますますやんちゃ。
コピーした時のこともっと教えてあげる。
どんな技ができるかは画面の下のここを見たらわかる。じゃあここでお得な秘密技をこっそりご紹介。せっかくコピーしても敵にやられちゃうと元に戻っちゃう。あ、やられたって時は出てくるスターを吸い込むんだ。コピー復活。
新しい技はコピーだけじゃないよ。
スライディングキック、ダッシュ、他にも新しい技がたっぷり。体力表示、スコア、残り人数は画面の下を見てね。
ボーナスゲームもあるよ。
時々出てくるボーナスゲームは残り人数増やせるチャンス。卵キャッチャー、クレーンフィーバー、早打ちカービィ。他にもいろいろ見つかるよ。
さあ冒険の始まり。
カービィの冒険はドアのあるマップ画面から始まる。どんな世界が待ってるのかな。ステージ最後のおまけではワンナップ狙って大ジャンプ。やった、カービィワンナップで喜びのダンス。一つのドアをクリアすると別のドアが現れる。おや、ドアが茶色いままだ。こんな時は隠しボタンを探しに行こう。ほら、隠しボタン発見。 ボーナスゲームが出てきたぞ。ドアが白くなればもう隠しボタンはないってこと。いよいよ最後のドアにはボスが待っている。手強いぞカービィ。お見事。ボスを倒したらスターロッドが1本取り戻せる。次々出てくる7人のボスをやっつけて、そこに隠された7本のスターロッドを取り戻そう。7つの楽しい世界が君を待っている。どんどん進んでやんちゃなカービィ大暴れ。倒すべき相手はデデデ大王だ。
おしまいはどうなるのかな。それは秘密。果たして君はプププランドに平和を取り戻せるかな。できなかったら吸い込んじゃうぞ。星のカービィ夢の泉の物語。
ほら吸い込んだまた吸い込んだ、吸い込んだらカービィ強くなる。それパラソルだ、それハンマーだ。出てくる敵キャラやっつけろ。ほら吸い込んだまた吸い込んだ、吸い込んだらカービィ。
星のカービィがファミコンソフトになった。すっごくカラフル。
ますますやんちゃ。星のカービィ夢の泉の物語。よろしく。
They're really interested in pushing that Kirby looks cute, but he's actually really powerful and has all these cool abilities and can fight. You know, he's really fierce, you know, in destroying and fighting his enemies with all these special powers. Because they were aware of, like, he's literally a pink puffball. How are we gonna market this to, we're trying to push this to young boys at the time, right? I mean, even earlier in the NES lifespan, I think gaming was still not... Still sort of a unisex kind of thing. And here Josh and Sam, I never heard of this movie or heard anyone talk about this movie outside of these commercials. But this was kind of like The Wizard. And this sort of younger and older preteen children go on an interstate road trip, hitchhiking on trains and on foot as the police try to catch them and bring them home. And so it's kind of like a bit of... Okay, so we're going to just pause right there. And get back to the game. So there we go, commercial taken straight from an original airing of the... So I mean, I know you could find the Kirby's Adventure commercial on YouTube. But I think it's cool to see it in the context of how that tape right there, was an actual broadcast of how I first saw or learned about Kirby's Adventure, because I was a Sega kid during this time period, so I knew about Kirby and Mario, and I was aware of Zelda. It was actually, I think, the year after this, I first played Link's... No, I actually played on a Game Boy that my brother had for a while, but he didn't keep. A copy of Link's Awakening on Game Boy. And I was like, oh yeah, this is that Legend of Zelda thing. I know about that from Nintendo commercials. Now, if you look at the edges of... Oh, I think I nailed it. I think I got it. I think I got a couple extra lives there. Nice. This is the first time we've won this minigame during this session. So we got 2 1-ups for grabbing the big Kirby plush. Alright. So let's go to stage 3. Because as we clear out more and more of this this overworld, well, as we clear stages, more of the overworld opens up. That'll open up both regular stages. Oh gosh, I keep forgetting. I do not. You know what? Let's see what this. No, I did not realize that was. I have to remember that. Okay, I almost voided out there, and that would have been a bit of a cruel death because I did not realize that was the bottom of the stage. Yeah, this, I'm gonna press B. You know, I'm getting rid of the wheel ability. It's only good for specific stages, and it's too risky. Now I could use the sword to break through those blocks one at a time. Now, in modern interpretations of Kirby, whenever Kirby has the sword, he has a hat resembling Link from the Legend of Zelda series. So I think it's a bit of a Link reference, but actually, yeah, actually, I need to use a different ability, because I can't quite, I need to find an ability that would let me shoot upwards to trigger that. Yeah, I can't jump high enough, and when I'm inflated, I can't use the sword, so I'll have to come back with a different ability to... Yeah, so I did play this game in 2000. I did not play this game in the 90s. I played this in 2001. And at the time, when I got this in 2001 from a thrift shop on Surf Avenue in Brooklyn, in Coney Island, right across the street from the Cyclone, where there's now an IHOP, which I only got to eat at once. And I had crepes there, believe it or not. And while I did mourn the old, the loss of the old flea markets, I did like the fact that, man, I'm in Coney Island eating crepes across the street from the Cyclone. I mean, that was a really cool time. And that was right before I left the New York City area where I grew up. Now, okay, so now there we go. That time I was able to use the sword to strike. Oh, I got a 1-up here. 9 lives. Now, I do find it... Okay. I don't trust... Like, when the screen stops scrolling down, I assume that that's going to void me out if I scroll down there. Woo! Alright, we have less than 90 minutes to my next break. Because I do like to take a break every 2 hours-ish. And of course, the joke I can make is it's like an Animorph. So I need a break every 2 hours to go off screen and demorph. Oh, Meta Knight. And I actually did not know who Meta Knight was until I watched the Kirby anime in 2002. Kirby Right Back at Ya, as it was called in the North American release. Yeah, Kirby was Meta Knight was an interesting character. I really did not realize that Meta Knight was kind of a sort of a friendly nemesis, someone who, oh my goodness, I'm actually, oh, my first death in this game to this mini boss here. Now they found a good way to lock me in to the room right before. Yeah, so this game has a reputation for being very easy. Even though these guys have plenty of powers. Like, I feel like I should get an axe power up from that, right? Yeah, but I remember the character Meta Knight, like, I played this game, and then I felt like a year or two later, Kirby Right Back at Ya came out. And then, come on. Clockboy saying, well, I'll be doing an Easter Beagle watch party next month. I'll have to see if it's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown is on Amazon Prime Video. I'll probably do it. If not, I can't risk like getting copyright bamboozled by streaming a Peanuts movie, because I know there's some older Peanut stuff that's on Amazon Prime and is available for watch parties. But I know the new Peanut stuff is exclusive to Apple's video service. Yeah, Ice Cream Island. Yeah, all these food-themed stages this time around. Now, oh, I did not mean to actually go into the stage, but sure, why not? Yeah, but if it's available on Amazon Prime, I could, I was actually considering, I want to do a video, a stream of just, you know, a bunch of, now I do have a lot of videos with, copyright abandoned stuff where I could watch it on stream without, having copyright problems. I'm just old, like, ancient, like, train videos and stuff like that. I'm not gonna be showing any contemporary cartoons or... Oh my goodness! I tried to inflate while I was falling, but I guess I wasn't fast enough. So that's our second lost credit of the stream. So This game has a reputation of being easy, but it is no giveaway. You genuinely do need to pay attention and be talented to get your way through this. Now, I don't really need the tomato power-up here because I already have full health. When was the last time I did some Amazon Watch Party stuff? The last time I really did Amazon Watch Party stuff was the stream where I mistakenly believed that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie was on Amazon Prime Video. It's on Amazon Prime Video, but you can't do watch parties of it, which is ridiculous. Okay, I did not mean to. Okay. Gonna shoot some more musical notes at me for me to throw back at you. Come on, inhale. Come on. What you got? And boom, yeah, I thought that would, oh yeah, I forgot there's an actual life bar. Mike. I remember the mic power-up. Is this? I believe in the Kirby's Dream Land 1 on Game Boy, there was a microphone item that destroyed all enemies on screen, and I don't think that's how this one works. Yeah, I think you could use that a few times. I did not mean to do that. I meant to, yeah, I did not mean to do that. I was trying to, occasionally I'll press B to try to spit out the power, but you actually have to hit the select to eject. It's one of the few Game Boy games I wanted to absorb that enemy's power. Instead, I did it again, even in the midst of me talking about it. Man, those cannons are scary. Okay, let's see what's in this little cove here. Oh, I could get some powers. Yeah, the last, like, Amazon Watch Party I did on this channel, or any channel, last Amazon Watch Party I did on Twitch, how about that, was, I streamed, like, Sonic's Christmas Blast. Oh, doggone. It keeps setting me up so that I inhale some power I don't care about, like the power I spit out, at the same time as I inhale the power I want. And I think it's programmed to, like, if you inhale two powers at once, you inhale the less desirable of the power. I think there's some kind of hierarchy, where it's like, this is, like, the beam is, like, the more basic, lower level weapon. Now, I have 2 streams to complete this game in. Alright, so you can spit that out. You get the laser. Kirby can fire a laser beam. This beam will bounce off slopes, so try it in many places. Oh, okay. So a solid object, it stops, but if there's like an angle, like in that little room I was in that last stage, there was a sloped angle. I'm like, why is this here? It's not like Super Mario World where you could run up walls or something like... No. That's for lasers. Okay, now I see. This is a dueling arena? Yeah, 2 fighters go in, but only one will leave. Can you get a tomato? You can get a tomato and an ability for a win. Yeah, you got Freeze Kirby. Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot. Kirby actually turns white when he has the freeze ability. I didn't notice that. Yeah, this is I think the first time that the abilities Kirby absorbs actually transform his appearance in the game. Because in the modern Kirby games, they actually will change it. Like Sword Kirby has a hat like Link from Zelda, and a lot of others, but I've never played any of those games. And Kirby's Canvas Curse, I don't remember Kirby's Canvas Curse having abilities. I'll be honest. Well, like my whole history with the Kirby series, I first played Kirby's Dream Land when I got my Game Boy 95. Then I'm not counting spin-offs. Like Kirby's Pinball Land, I played that in like 95, but I consider that a spin-off, right? But for platformers, I played Kirby, the first Kirby on NES. I mean, no, the first Kirby on, the first Kirby game that was on the Game Boy. Then I played Kirby 64 on N64. I rented that when that came out. And then I didn't play another Kirby game until the one for Nintendo DS. And I remember the Kirby game for DS coming out during a time... the Kirby on DS, the Kirby Canvas Curse, really did break a extended sort of drought of games. So to have a platformer making extensive use of the touchscreen, even though it wasn't a traditional Kirby game, was a really cool treat. I don't know... If Kirby's Canvas Curse is on Wii U, it's a game I do need to get before... Okay. It's a game I do need to get before... There we go. It's a game I definitely need to get before the Wii U eShop shuts down. Because I don't mind having a digital copy of the game. Oh yeah, this is a stage that was... very specific. No, give me my wheel. No, I lost my wheel. Doggone. Now, what does these guys do? What does these guys do? I'm like, yes, I talked about getting this game from Coney Island, but I'm not that Brooklyn. And since I left New York, I've had people say, oh, I had no idea you were from New York. You don't have the accent at all. Then I've had other people say, oh, yeah, I can totally tell you're from New York. You definitely have like, a really strong New York accent. So, I know one thing. When I went to England for that week, hey there, Reliat. We're only 15 minutes away from the next commercial break. Because I have a bunch of original commercial breaks with airings of the commercial for Kirby's Adventure, ripped off of my old VHS collection. And every half hour or so, I'm running a full commercial break. So this is something I've wanted to do since before I started actually streaming. And this is finally I got the parasol ability. Now this lets you, yeah, it actually lets you float down, which is neat. When you were in Ohio, they could tell you were from New York. You were getting a soda and getting some gas at a Speedway, and the cashier was just the gas and pop, and you're like, pop? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I had some relatives in Ohio. I was like 4 or 5 when I first realized that they said pop instead of soda, and I was really excited. I'm like, they have their alternate words depending on which part of the country you're in. That's so cool. Or which state you're in. So I was really really excited. Yeah, I'm not especially from, like, I remember Speedway coming out and starting to replace Hess in like the mid 2010s or something, and it was just kind of a thing. I'm like, what the heck is this? What the heck is Speedway? Like, what the heck is this? Oh gosh, I gotta go down there. Oh, that's okay. It respawned. That's very generous. I was like, oh, come on. Don't tell me the doggone helium tank despawned. That's some real tookus. A moment like that I had is once, I went down to, like, I went down to Georgia, to visit some family. And I went into a 7-Eleven, and I wanted to get, like, a buttered roll. And I was like, hey, because I loved the buttered rolls at 7-Eleven back in New York. And I was like, hey, can I get, I was looking for the buttered rolls. I'm like, hey, can I get a buttered roll? And they're like, oh, honey, you from New York, ain't you? Well, just asking for a buttered roll. And they're like, oh, honey, you from New York, ain't you? Because apparently having buttered rolls at 7-Eleven is a very New York-specific thing. And so people specifically from New York go, like, down south and ask for buttered rolls. And then she's like, oh, I can tell most of you are rude, but you're pretty nice. Oh, that's interesting. It's, Yeah, but I know that that week I was in England, I was very specifically enjoying being... I knew I would be the guy with the accent when I was in England, and I was just very much enjoying that while I was over there. Alright. Yeah, it's a cool ability, but I don't know, I just don't like the fact that it transforms my... Like, my jumping... I don't get to choose. Oh, no! I lost... There was a maximum tomato right there, and because of the way I inhaled that guy, I lost it. Oh no! Okay. I was right at the end of the stage, too. In Florida, some super nice... Everyone was super nice, strangers were... Alright, I don't need the tomato now. In Florida, everyone was super nice, and strangers were striking up conversations while I was walking. It was unusual. Yeah, like... Yeah, when you... I remember, like, being on the subway, and it was, like... It was a... like, a heritage train, right? It was a restored, like, vintage subway train. That was ironically, like, I've ridden on, here's some strange things. I've ridden on electric trains on the New York City subway that have been preserved and go on heritage runs every once in a while. I've ridden on electric trains that are older than the steam locomotives that I've rode and that I got cab rides on at the Bluebell Railway. That is so interesting to think about. It's, yeah, I've ridden, like, steam locomotives from the 50s, and then I've ridden, subway trains from, like, the 30s, so... Yeah, I am not... I'm very, I just want to go in the next stage with some kind of power. Oh, I missed. I'm actually gonna have to... Oh. Okay. Maximum tomato. Get me some... Okay, freeze. This is a really kind of OP ability. Yeah. There was a point where I thought I'd be, maybe relocating to Florida. There was a company I was thinking about working for there. But it's like, I decided to just stick with my, copywriting stuff, which I could do freelance, and... Now, it's kind of funny, because I guess if I had a more concrete job, I could... Oh, well, cool, that's cool. So I don't... You actually have to go back in worlds, you actually have to walk through the entire overworld area. Those... I forgot about those stations. They let you warp back to a particular area, which I think the main useful thing is that if you want to play a particular minigame... So this is the... I forgot if this is... Oh, here's Paint Roller. Now, I really didn't interpret what this character was supposed to be. I really couldn't interpret what this character was until I saw the artwork for them. Now this character, I really do. This is, of all my favorite Kirby characters, this is one of my, Oh wow, I just did a lot of damage to him. No, now I'm gonna actually have to use... Oh my goodness, he's actually bamboozling me a bit. Oh man, I don't know what would have happened if I actually inhaled that Kirby. Now this is the first time I've played this game since 2001, so I'm having a lot of fun rediscovering things that I really kind of forgot about for a long time. Now, yeah, some of these items are things that you can use as ammo to launch... Oh, I misjudged which way he was heading. Okay, does he go clock? I'm gonna have to see. I mean, I'm probably gonna beat him before I actually find out, but... Is he going clock? Oh, he actually just drew me, and you don't get anything. It's just another object to spit back. Yeah, we got him. Our set 2 worlds down. Now, level 3, Butter Building. Butter Buildings would be more like it, because I think there are multiple buildings. And I remember this music. And this game, this stage really does push. And I know I've said this game in general really pushes the limits of the NES, but this actual stage, this world in particular, there are some areas, I'm going to spoil this here, where you're supposed to be running. There are these sort of towers that I guess are cylindrical, and there are parts where you exit the building and are running around the outside of the tower. And there's this brilliant scrolling effect that they do that gives it this really three-dimensional look, and it's a very simple effect. It's basically like inverse parallax, where the foreground is scrolling faster than the background. It gives a sense of depth that was really, even in 2001, I was like really kind of surprised when I saw it. I was like, wow, that looks great. No, okay, because it was not in the shape of a standard door, I kind of mistook that for part of the scenery at first. Okay, the infamous stone ability. Oh, man. Okay. You have to... I lost the stone ability, but the thing is, that power wouldn't have been especially useful for this mini-boss. Actually, I felt like... Is this the same arena as the last time I fought one of these guys? Because I feel like this arena's a little... Oh, man, I got hit. And I still did the damage to him. I think this boss has a bit of... I only have to get one more hit in on him. There we go. So we got our mic ability. And I like how there's a music note for the I in mic. Now, I wonder if that image... I wonder if these images on the scoreboard down there were any different in the Japanese version. If it tries to say that in Japanese, or if they just stick with the English pronunciation. Yeah, I know I just kind of burned through those very... What is this? It's a big button up there. I want to press the button. I want to see what the button does. I don't think it's going to be as exciting as the button that's in, Oh, excuse me. He just shot me and ran off. Classy. There we go. So at least I got a laser out of the deal. End of stage. Oh man, I almost nailed it. I love the little dances he does on each level. Alright. Now here's a cool... Now here we have some angled... Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So if I shoot here... Yeah, because it's shooting from one angled surface to another, so we have a triple way... Look at that, the ricochet action on these lasers is something really cool. So I can... Oh man, I lost, and that quickly I lose the laser. But that's life. I keep forgetting. I keep having this. I keep assuming that I have to eat the max. Oh no, look at this. When I watch this, I'm on the outside of the building here. Look at how it scrolls as I walk back and forth. That's so. And if you notice, Kirby's on like he's moving further left along the screen as he walks. Because now look, he's almost in the center of the playfield. That is such a cool effect. Because they could have... And the thing is, I remember seeing this in the Game Boy Advance version of this scene. Like, I borrowed, like, my friend's copy of Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a 32-bit Game Boy Advance remake of this, just so I could see how this looks on Game Boy Advance. And the way they did it on Game Boy Advance, it does not... Somehow it does not... However they dealt with it does not look as impressive. Which sounds weird, but... And maybe just the fact that it's... I know this is happening on a system that theoretically, like, shouldn't be natively capable of doing this made it so much more impressive to see it done on NES. But it doesn't have, like, that... Like, I guess the scrolling effect, that rotational effect, is so extreme in this version that it's just not as impressive when you see it on Game Boy Advance, when they kind of... Or on a system that's actually natively capable of doing something like that, I guess you could say. No, okay. Do I want the sword? No. Okay, well, I was gonna say, do I want the sword more than the laser? But the laser went away, so I don't have a choice now. Now, my range, I think, is very slightly better than... Well, the range of my sword attack is better than the native ones of... Oh my goodness. Now, the sword would actually have been a good item to have, but... So we could... Now, I could just... Now, I'm guessing how they're gonna handle... Because Kirby's, Kirby in the Forgotten Land is going to be the first, truly, 3D Kirby game. And that's one thing I'll say. I don't want to call out, like, oh, fake fans or casuals, whatever, but one thing I know, between people who are hard Kirby fans who are familiar with the history of the franchise, and people who just are aware that Kirby exists and don't really follow it or play the games, is when they did the reveal trailer for Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and they showed Kirby running around in 3D, there were so many people that were just like, oh, cool, another Kirby game, not realizing that Kirby never had a proper, fully 3D platformer again, or people who said, oh, Kirby, that's the first 3D Kirby game since Kirby 64, not realizing that that game was a side-scroller in a 3D environment. It was not an actual 3D game in the sense that it was a 3D platformer in its playstyle. So I want to... No! They lured me into going after that stupid tomato. See, this game... Or can I inhale? Yeah, I can't... Yeah, this game is not above placing... Oh! Okay, I just remembered. I know what... Okay, as soon as we, beat this enemy here... As soon as we beat this guy here, we'll get the mini bosses are getting fiercer and fiercer. Oh man, this is a hard. This is a boss you'd want a distance weapon to fight because he's not easy to fight up close. Man, this is like the third time I've missed. Yay, this is the first time I've dealt... I think that's the first time I dealt any damage to him. Alright. As soon as we beat him, we'll go to another commercial break. Alright. No, successfully evaded. I feel really clever. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, it even says in the game, ouch. That's right. Got him! Got him. Backdrop. Okay, now. Is that the end of the stage? Man, I'm not... Oh, we almost got to the end of the stage. Alright. So, another half hour has passed. So, hold on. Alright, so we are going to go to another commercial break that featured this very this is original airing of a commercial break that had the Kirby's Adventure commercial in it. That was so. This is from an airing of A Boy Named Charlie Brown from Thanksgiving Day, 1993, recorded off WPIX New York. Oh wait, this one. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to be a tad serious with this one. Okay.
And now we return to A Boy Named...
Now, we're going to have the bumper for the, we'll be back to A Boy Named Charlie Brown. Now, I'm just going to say something. Look at these two commercials that air back-to-back during a children's show. Look at the messages in these two commercials. Look at the people that are featured in these two commercials. And it's interesting. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to play this, and then... but this is a commercial break that from 93 that my parents actually recorded from when I was watching TV. And this is how I first heard about Kirby's Adventure. And these are some of the commercials that were airing alongside Kirby's Adventure to give a little historical context for the kind of world that this game came out in 93. But yeah, watch these first two commercials. It's interesting.
Today, producing a top-quality product is critical to a company's success.
DeVry graduate Tom Hall knows what it takes to succeed. The right education.
An education is like a product. If it meets a need and is top quality, it is highly marketable.
A DeVry degree can help you meet the needs and the quality companies are looking for.
Choose the right school and pursue excellence. It's worth it.
Call now.
Choose the right school, pursue excellence, get an education, and get a great career.
Start playing to win. Call the numerology hotline now.
What are my lucky numbers?
Anthony Searles got his lucky numbers from the numerology hotline, and he won $12,000.
I call for my lucky numbers every week, and I've won the lottery 7 times.
Clarence Howard called, and he won $2,500 the next day.
She told me my lucky lotto numbers, my lucky day, even the best time to buy my ticket.
Change your luck. Change your life. Call 1-800-621-3737. This call is free. Adults only.
So, yeah, call a phone number where a magical telephone operator is going to tell you your numbers to win the lottery.
I couldn't continue to live that way.
Okay.
Otherwise, I was going to die.
If you think you have an alcohol or drug problem, we have...
Yeah, there's two interesting commercials to air back to
We have
back.
successfully treated thousands with alcohol and drug addictions. Call now. Most private and medicated...
Especially during a kid's show. Parent who, like, it was a treat when we went to this, McDonald's and got a Happy Meal, whatever. But even this kid, I'm like, he's a clown that likes hamburgers? Like, and then later on, like, he stopped, like, even in these commercials, there's commercials when, even by this era, he wasn't even really eating hamburgers in the commercials anymore. Like, it was just sort of such a weird concept that it kind of became as big as it did. There's a McDonald's, there are a few McDonald's. Alright. So we're going to jump back into the game now. There we go. We made it as far as Grape Garden, and I never turned on, because of the way the Sordor lore reading struck when Reliat redeemed their tokens for that. Right at the same time as I was going on my midstream break anyway. So we'll start the timer. I mean, I theoretically could have started it as soon as came back from the break, during the commercial break, but no, we're going, and I'm actually want to set my timer for a half hour. Because in a half hour, we're going to do another commercial break. Alright, so we're up to level 4 now. Your first exposure to Kirby's Adventure was Nightmare in Dreamland. Yeah, the 32-bit remake on Game Boy Advance that seemed to come out around the same time as Kirby Right Back at Ya. Which, I just thought of something. Kirby's Right Back at Ya came out, it was on the WB. I think it was on the WB, which is and these commercials that we've been watching, these commercial breaks are from WPIX, which then became the local, station, which then became... No, it was on the Fox... Darn! It was on Foxbox? Alright, yeah, I remember. It was on Foxbox, which then became 4Kids TV. What else was on Fox? The only shows I remember on Foxbox were Kirby Right Back at Ya and... Or was 4Kids TV on WB11? This is on, like, during, like, the death throes of Saturday morning children's cartoon blocks. But I remember Kirby Right Back at Ya came out it aired right before or right after, I think it came on right after Ultraman Tiga, which is I knew of the Ultraman franchise, but Ultraman Tiga was the only, like, version, the US localization of Ultraman Tiga was the only version of the Ultraman TV series I ever saw. Jackie Chan's Adventures. Wasn't Jackie Chan Adventures? Power Rangers, Wild Force, Yu-Gi-Oh! No, that was WB, right? No, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Was definitely WB, because I remember when, like, Season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Was airing, like, 2001. Didn't that come on right before? It was the end of their afternoon children's programming block, and, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Would go off, and then Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reruns would come on. I do remember Fighting Foodons. Yeah, no, Ultraman Tiga was actually all dubbed over Japanese footage. Were there Ultraman series they localized in Power Rangers style? Where they used stock footage from Super Sentai and filmed new scenes with American actors? Oh my goodness. No. Okay. Alright. You almost lost. Oh, this is fun. These jumping physics have transformed. Okay. Kirby can roll into a smooth ball. If you hold the A button, he will jump higher. That's nice. Yeah! Oh, can I? Please? No. Okay, we're... Fine, I'll take the parasol. Just have... Ultraman is somewhat known in the US monster movie enthusiasts for being the first tokusatsu that featured a heroic humanoid character rather than a monster destroying something. Okay. I knew of Ultraman, I knew it and went way back, and I just don't know a lot of details about it. Oh my. Okay. We already have taken a lot of... Well, this is Grape Garden, and here are grapes. Now, I ordered... What did I do? What did I order this morning? And that's one bad thing about when you're doing freelance writing stuff, is that I'm just... Even before COVID, I was just at the house all the time. And so I was always ordering off, like, Postmates and stuff, instead of just actually going out and going there to places. And I ordered some... What did I order? I ordered something from IHOP, like a little breakfast meal from IHOP, you know, pancakes and eggs and whatever. It came with a little cup of, like, grapes and, like, honeydew melon or cantaloupe or something. I just put that aside. And then before the stream, I knew as I'm streaming, like, normally is around... Oh, you can't inhale him when he's in that mode. Okay, I see. Because normally it's around the time my streams will be ending. Because normally I start my stream around 2 and end it around 6. This time I started around 5. So I knew I'd be... And I'm usually really hungry after the 2 o'clock streams. So I end today, I'm like, okay, I'm streaming later. Oh my goodness, I couldn't inflate quick enough for... Buying IHOP from delivery service never worked out for you. Ended up being so much money. Buying IHOP for delivery service never turned out. The crepes, yeah, I guess they just sit around longer. It's always better when you get it directly. But no, I ordered pancakes but the point is, so then I ordered from one of those, like, noodle places where you can, like, get, like, you know, like butter noodles or spaghetti or zoodles or whatever you want. I never had zoodles. Oh my goodness, like, it's so interesting how they managed to balance this so that you have the ability to inflate as you're falling to save yourself, but it's not OP to the point where falling is not a serious hazard you need to constantly look out for. Yeah, if you trigger that guy's hitbox, he turns into, like, a little crazy dude that you cannot inhale. Yeah, good job here with having this sort of more ominous sort of music. Hey, Mecha Kong, how you doing? You just ordered a delivery feast. Okay, this is an area. Hey, you know, hey, all right, Mecha Kong. Did you just get in here? Did you just get in here? I'm just, don't want to be too nosy, because I really don't peek at my, users in chat. Because sometimes people can be in for hours, and they're just waiting for the right moment where there's a topic of discussion that they're particularly interested in. But, if you just got here, did you get here after my midstream break? What am I racking up points from? I have no idea what just happened. You've been lurking? Did you see any of the commercial breaks? If you did not see any of the commercial breaks, I did not have any more planned for another a little less than like 25-ish minutes. But if you haven't seen any of the commercial breaks, we're gonna have to have an early one. We're gonna have to jump to the next one sooner than I may have planned. Oh my goodness. No. Unagi, takoyaki, and deep-fried squid legs. You know what I want that I have not been able to find, even from Japanese places? Like, I have not found a place that just has some just good tamago. Just the Japanese omelet. That's not, it's just called tamago. It's just egg. You got back when I wrapped up the last one. So, did you saw the commercial break? Because if you did not see the commercial break, I don't care that I said, you know, I have a timer going for 20 minutes or whatever. Ideally, these are supposed to be every half hour, but if someone is around that I know would be interested in that kind of stuff. Wow, we have, like, this obvious mini-boss. Okay, that looked like a mini-boss fight, and he had his own HP bar, but he really was very easily defeated. Yeah, if you want to see a commercial break now, because what I did, if you're not aware, basically I've got a bunch of commercial breaks for Okay, you'll be around. All right. Yeah, I ordered I just got some spaghetti delivered to me, and I just you know, let it cool down to room temperature-ish and put it in the fridge. So as soon as the stream is over, I can just pop it in there, and then I'll have the fruit that I had left over from my IHOP delivery breakfast. Yeah, it's kind of weird because like I said, and that's what I was getting into. I sort of got into that due to no, that's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do now. This is my first time, Mecha. I know you've actually weren't you doing like single credit runs of this on your stream? Wait. Oh, come on. The sleep power-up doesn't actually restore HP? That's really weak. I think the idea of sleeping in a video game to restore HP wasn't really as thoroughly established as it would be just a couple years later. Oh. No wanty. Yeah, this is... You did one small stream of that, you returned to the idea. Yeah, the reason I didn't watch too much of that stream is because I knew I'd eventually be playing this on stream. And this is actually the very first time I've played this game since 2001. And when I got this game from a flea market on Surf Avenue, and it's actually on Surf Avenue, and it's right across the street from where the Coney Island Cyclone is. But now there's an IHOP there to make this once again about IHOP. But I got it from a thrift shop on Surf Avenue, right across the street from the Cyclone. And when I found this is one of the newer NES games. This is 2001. Oh wow. And what I thought at the time was like, wow, like Kirby's Adventure. This is such an old game. I couldn't wait to get it home and try it in my NES, which I hadn't had for too long at the time, which I also got via flea market. I mean, this was back at a time, like the first NES I ever got was literally, I took it out of my neighbor's garbage. It was on their, in their curbside trash. And I took it out of their trash. And that was in 97 I got it, but I wasn't able to play it till like 99 or 2000 because I didn't have the right cables or whatever. And it was the fact that the NES was literally garbage at the time. There was nothing vintage or retro. It was just like literally something I found in my neighbor's trash. How do I... Okay. Oh, I see. I see. Alright. Alright. I see what you're doing for me. I see what you're getting. You're trying to nudge me towards, game. Or at least I think I do. We'll see. Yeah, but the reason I was not... Yeah, the reason I didn't watch that stream a whole lot... Wait. Oh, you know what? I'm so silly. I just flat out forgot that Kirby could hover like this. I was like, oh, I've got to turn into a rock and slide down over that way or something. I seriously overthought that. For some reason, I just like forgot what game I was playing and forgot that Kirby could hover. Yeah, because I had not played this game since 2001, I wanted to be as fresh on this as possible, and there are already a lot of cool things that I just forgot were in the game that I had not thought of. Hey, and here's Meta Knight before I knew who he was, or that he was kind of this sort of friendly adversary character to Kirby who was like trying to test his strength, and not just... I don't know if that backstory was established for Kirby at this point. I know it was an important thing in Kirby Right Back at Ya. You don't think we'll be getting Kirby next week, but you're sure it will influence my decision? I can tell you... It would take... I can't even imagine what it would take for me not to be happy with Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Okay. Yeah, I have very... It won't take much for me to be satisfied with that title. Very low, Yay, we got it. Isn't Meta Knight part of Kirby's race? Like when we see him take off his mask, he's the same as Kirby with a different palette. Yeah, I think Kirby. I think Meta Knight's just like Kirby but black. I don't forget if he ever takes off his mask in Kirby Right Back at You, but I remember some episode of Kirby Right Back at You where they explain the lore for Kirby, at least in that version. I don't know if that applies to the games at all, but that Kirby and Meta Knight are both from a race called Star Warriors, and I guess Kirby was like in some kind of spaceship from wherever he was artificially created, being sent to some far-off part of the universe to fight evil, and he was like sort of developing on the ship, whatever ship he was on, but it crashed on, I guess, Popstar or whatever world that show takes place on. And because Kirby wasn't fully formed yet, that's why he's able to copy enemies' abilities, so he has a unique ability among Star Warriors. I know, like, in the Nintendo, sort of greater Nintendo universe, it has been established that Kirby is one of the most powerful Nintendo characters of all, which is why he's able to survive in the events of... Why is the one to sort of begin to rebuild the world after the events of the Smash Bros. Adventure Mode in the latest Smash game, the Smash Bros. Ultimate. And so Smash Bros. Ultimate started that meme that everyone's dead except Kirby. But in Kirby 64, there was a little hint of some post-apocalyptic lore in the Kirby universe. So when I saw Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I was like, yeah, actually, but while I was watching the trailer, I was like, well, there's post-apocalyptic lore in Kirby, so I'm really not surprised by this at all, as being something they'd come up with. Here in Death Battle, people are annoyed by the outcome of Kirby versus Majin Buu. Well, I remember the only, like, Death Battle, I haven't watched Death Battle in years, frankly. I have not watched Death Battle since, like, 2016. Now, aside from that, like, I don't care about Death Battle, and, like, whenever, like, I'll predict who I think is going to win. Like, I remember when they did Amuro and the RX-78-2 Gundam versus Optimus Prime. And I'm like, okay, Optimus Prime should win. Because, like, the RX-78-2 Gundam is one of the earliest mechas to be created with human technology in that world. Whereas Optimus Prime is actually, like, a living metal being. So just his reaction time, that's his actual body and not a person operating a machine, even with new type reflexes. Optimus Prime should have an advantage because of that alone. And Optimus Prime, the technology from which he was created... Oh yeah, he would lose against the Turn A Gundam. You know, that's a different story. Turn A, turn, turn A, turn. Okay, I'll stop. But I remember, I played Pokemon X and Y, but I hadn't actually played using Charizard's 2 Mega Evolutions. And so when they did War Greymon versus Mega Charizard, they did Greymon versus Charizard or something like that. And he became War Greymon and defeated either Mega Charizard X or Y, and I was like, but Charizard's not a dragon. Why would his Dragon Destroyer Blade Gauntlet be, like, have a special effect against Charizard? Because he's not actually a dragon type. I did not realize that when Charizard Mega evolved, he gained the dragon type. Burning God Gundam against Optimus Prime, who would win? Just the fact that I would be biased towards I would still bet on Optimus Prime, just because it's still human technology versus, like alien technology that's centuries in advance of what we have. Or even by the time of G Gundam, even with its more sort of fantastic science fiction elements, as opposed to the elements in Universal Century Gundam that are a bit more, slightly more grounded. Whenever I think of Optimus Prime, I'm thinking like G1. Oh my gosh, I barely made it through this stage, but we made it. And launch! Come on, come on, come on. Nah, not only about halfway. 00 Quanta versus Optimus. Okay. I got about halfway through, Rise of the Trailblazer. Oh, my Twitter... Yeah, I was out of town lately. I was visiting another region, and I was at this mall, and there was an outdoor, like, courtyard in the middle of the mall, and there was a little, like, model train set out, and it was like a big one. It was pretty simple, but it was pretty neat to see. That was pretty cool to see it. So, but I'm never gonna have a toy train layout myself. I'm never gonna have a model train layout. I don't have the space, and if I had the space, I'd probably sooner get into virtual. Oh, I almost avoided him. Pat Labor, greater than Gundam. I need to see Pat Labor, if that's even how you're saying it correctly. I don't actually, I've never had to say it. I never had to say that out loud before, so I know that's one of those mecha shows that's kind of relatively near-term future, and I understand the mechs are a bit more utilitarian than Mobile Suit Gundam, if I understand correctly, and a bit smaller in scale. I'm not sure. I don't really know much about Pat Labor. Yeah, so I've really kind of stayed relatively blind on it, just so when I watch it, I could just experience it as fresh as possible. Because I like to let the actual material I'm watching explain its own world to me for the most part. so that I could judge how good of a job the show does of explaining what's going on. I mean, they're mecha shows. That's, I think that's the main means by which they can be compared, right? Yeah, we annihilated him. And I don't want the mic. Should I get the microphone? No! Okay, please let me. I waited too long. He self-destructed. He wasn't able to collect the power he left behind. And once again, that was an absolutely beautiful. I entered there. I wish I waited a second before I walked through that door, because that backdrop with the water and that pool in the background, that was absolutely beautiful. I mean, once again, this is one of the games. To think that we went from Kirby, I don't need to. I mean, I know what the light ability does. I feel like I really need it. It's not like they're platforms I can't see without the light. It just makes it easier to see, or it lights everything up better. Do I want the cutter more than the... Well, I have to now. Oh, I can't. Okay, I need to... Alright, game. Let's... Boom! Alright. Boom! Can I drop down here now? What do they want? What are they getting at? Wow, that was not what I was expecting. What I thought the game was going... what I thought they were going to do to me was I was going to hit that block, and these destructible blocks would have absorbed out, or exploded, or spawned out of the frame, and caused me to die unless I... Okay, so down... What? I have no... Oh my gosh, I just realized I have no extra lives left. So, Mecha Kong, do you have forbidden knowledge of how do I get that one up? Or are you going to, or do you either not know, or abstain from telling me to preserve the, Oh, you know what? I don't... Come on, come on. Like, what am I... what do they want me to do here? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Well, that solves that. Oh my gosh. I did not mean to... Actually, why don't I... How about... Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, no. 800 points. Alright. Let's see, what mini games do we have at our disposal to play? We played that one. Is this a museum? What is... Please let me sleep a little more, please. Okay. Alright, that's... Okay, I just want to see what the flavor text for that power said. So let's get the balls. We have just some kind of power. I'm gonna backtrack, and I think... Isn't there something like where each time you beat a world, you could play through a mini-game again, or something like that? Or... Is this another museum? Well, that ability is more useful than the one I had, so... Kirby can jump many times higher than usual and dive attack to beat the... Okay. How do I use... How do I... Yeah, but like in that room I was in, it seemed as though I needed to have the brick power up, the block power up, whatever, in order to break down those pegs. What's in this one? Okay. Okay, I have to remember in level 2 I can just get the laser whenever I want. I don't have to waste time going into a stage. Yeah, I have encountered some that I do need specific powers in order to use. So I gotta go up to level 3 right now. So we're gonna go to Grave Garden. Alright, I haven't found any 1-ups. But we can. Let's play this carefully. Oh, it's this guy! This guy is Kracko, right? Yeah, if I remember correctly... Doggone. Wait, doesn't he chase you up and then there's an actual... Man! Yeah, don't you at the top... Hey! Actual game over. And we can continue. Aw. Wake up, Kirby. Oh, how about that? Time for our next commercial break. So another, we have to switch over to my, yep. So, for those who weren't here for the earlier times this happened, I ripped a bunch of VHS commercial breaks from a videotape that my parents recorded off WPIX 11 back in '93 that had the Kirby's Adventure commercial in it. So this is the last few minutes of the last one, and the bumper for the for A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which is what I watched, which is what was airing.
Three little pigs, Little Miss Muffet, the Cat and the Fiddle.
Now, this is on Thanksgiving Day.
Entire family in an unforgettable holiday classic, starring your favorite funny men, Laurel and Hardy. All your favorite Nurseryland characters in moments that become a part of our lives forever. The March of the Wooden Soldiers.
Today at 1 on Channel 11, New York's movie station.
Yeah, they didn't even call it WPX. They just called it Channel 11 before it was the WB. If I understand correctly, Valve Pack coupons are still a thing that exists, and also March of the Wooden Soldiers. I don't really think is a movie I hear about anymore. Yeah, I think Valpak and these coupons still exist. I don't know if they send them in the mail anymore, but I think they still exist in some...
Mothers protect and care for the safety of their children in many different ways. And when it comes to relieving
Oh, that kid is like
moms listen to their pediatricians
34, like that kid on that table.
It's the
Hold on.
first choice of pediatricians. They know Tylenol has no aspirin or ibuprofen, just the proven medicine that effective.
Okay, that kid in the child's seat. That kid is like 33 now, or something like that. No, that kid is like. No, the kid's like 32 now, or something like that. Oh boy.
Effectively relieves fevers. Children's Tylenol, the first choice of pediatricians.
Another day with my
Oh yes, okay.
where I keep all my secrets.
Hold on. I do want to pause for this.
Tylenol, the first choice.
So this next commercial, this was really, I think, the first push at what eventually became social media on smartphones. Because they basically, what Casio did, they basically took an electronic phone book organizer thing aimed at adult business professionals, retooled it slightly with a little face maker game and marketed it to preteen girls.
Choice of pediatricians.
And
Another day with my magic diary. It's where I keep all my secrets, because only I know the magic code to open it. It's got a fun face maker. Look, I drew Brian. He's so cute. My magic diary tells my fortune, stores
the
phone
JD
numbers, and I love
5000.
drawing their faces. Nice eyes. And if I've got something special to remember, I just put it in my magic diary. See? Today I'm playing tennis with Brian. Oh no, what am I gonna wear? Magic diary. That office magic from Casio.
I had something also by Casio, very similar to this. That pretty much like there was like a slightly more upgraded version of this.
And playing separately. It's the year's
The
comedy hit.
Oh, thanks, coach.
Cool Runnings,
20
rated
negative
PG.
23.
And also playing separately. Take
How's
a
that?
journey into the bizarre.
Yeah.
Film critics have declared
So this was before, you notice, Nightmare Before Christmas. You notice there's absolutely no Disney branding in this. Disney released Nightmare Before Christmas. They released that under their Touchstone. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What is going on here? Alright. I'm going to have to go to my full screen webcam and then go and close that out. And go back to... Alright. And now I have to open my Interact again.
It's time for your bottle, baby Nancy.
Yeah, they released that under their Touchstone Pictures label because I think Disney was afraid at the time of being associated with Nightmare Before Christmas. It was so dark and gloomy, I guess, for them at the time. They did not want to. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
A boy named John.
Okay, so we pause it, and don't accidentally click on something that makes the game have to make me want to log back into YouTube. Yeah, like Disney. Like, I remember, I did not think that was a Disney movie. I remember in, like, let's say 2003 or 4, whenever, like, there was this big resurgence in popularity of Nightmare Before Christmas, once I got a more of a following, and I remember started seeing lots of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise at, like, Hot Topic, and I was like, I didn't know that was a Disney movie, because I remember these commercials, especially since I would watch this tape all the time. I remember a lot of Scene kids loving it, yeah. And so, at that point, I guess Disney felt comfortable associating themselves with it, so there was all this branded merchandise for Nightmare Before Christmas that actually had the Disney logo on the tags and stuff. But at the time, Disney did. You saw the commercial just now. They did everything they could to pretty much disassociate themselves with that movie. They released it under their Touchstone label, which is what they used for their PG-13 type movies. And this was back when, I mean, this was at a time when even even most kids movies, like a kids movie getting a PG was like, oh wow, it's PG rated. It's a lot. Like, now the PG rating is virtually like, you have to be practically like a kindergarten targeted movie to get to get a G rating nowadays. Like, a PG rating actually meant it was a little edgier. Now, like, PG is basically the standard kids/family rating. And I'm talking about, of course, the US rating systems, which are not administered by the government in any way. They're administered and managed by the Motion Picture Association of America. But, yeah, like, PG, like, meant something back then. And I think because Nightmare Before Christmas, I think, was PG, this was like, oh, we don't want to release this under the Disney label. We're going to release it under Touchstone Pictures, which is what they used to release, I think, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I think also was either PG or even PG... Oh my gosh, was either PG or PG-13. Oh, Clackaboy is saying, the Haunted Mansion Disneyland every October through December since 2001 has transformed into a Haunted Mansion holiday. It's Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. You go every year to see it? It's interesting that there's a document... I know there's probably a few very interesting films about the MPAA, but they're interesting ones. They're ones I'd probably be interested in watching and probably will someday. But it's like I have to be in the mood to be willing to get upset by it because, I mean, I have my own sort of reservations or skepticisms of like a government administrated and enforced content rating system. But at the same time, when you have these private rating systems that aren't administered by the government, like the MPAA and the ESRB, there's a lot of really stupid stuff that's brought on by the fact that it is a commercial enterprise that maybe non-commercial rating systems would not suffer. Stuff like certain creators, like certain directors or studio or houses maybe getting preferential treatment to get a rating they request rather than something that's actually appropriate for the film. So like anything like that, I just have to be like, this, I'm interested, but I have to be in the mood to have my gears grinded a bit, I guess you could say. Okay. Aurora hype right now. And by the way, how the ball ability works, I just press B and Kirby is transformed into the ball. And stay, oh my goodness. No, that was some took us butt party bad times right there, okay? I wanted to grab my power up and instead, oh, that happened. Oh my gosh, okay, at least he respawns. No, that is not what I wanted to happen. I'm not falling for that a third time. Oh my, he was flying directly above the hitbox, so I thought he was going to fly in a straight line, and then he flew down, and it was some tuchus. Okay. We are... Oh, yes, we made it. We made it. I took a lot of deaths there. Oh, okay. I did not know that I would be unable to, damage that enemy while... You know what? These are exactly like a little, like, UFO thingy with arms. Is this some kind of Japanese pop culture trope? Because there's something, like, just like this in Super Mario Galaxy. I wonder if this is is this some kind of science fiction trope in Japan? Or something like that? I wonder. There we go. Yeah, tear through him, Kirby. Okay. Almost got him. I mean, I almost... That probably looked like I choked on my water, but I actually... Why did I go... Did I go in that stage twice for... Oh my gosh, I just realized I cleared all these stages already, and I forgot that I was supposed to be going over to... Like, the boss stage is all that's left, and I just went in there for no reason? Oh wait, that's right, I got to the boss. I was fighting... I have to fight Krakow. Oh my goodness. I swear, I do not remember that stage. I do not remember that stage. I completely forgot that stage existed. I just played it, like, not even, like, 30 minutes ago. At least I'll have a full health bar this... Alright. Alright. Wait till he dedicates to moving in a particular direction. Oh! I have the... I did not realize that I had the high jump. It's over, Anakin. I have the high jump. Oh! I was about to say, like... Okay, this is... I did not consider that. This stage has ratchet scrolling. This has, like, the Kid Icarus style... Oh... Wait, does this scroll infinitely? Or, oh, okay, no, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, this is, I believe this guy's name is Krakow? Oh, man. No, I just needed to... All I had to do... Okay, that damages him, but does it damage me too, or did I take that damage before? I have 4 healthies left. Yes, healthies. Oh, man. The last time... What the problem I'm having is because the sprite has spikes on it, my, like, instinct as a gamer is to assume that he's invulnerable until such a point as his spikes go away, and that's not a thing. Okay, when they talked about a jump attack, they were talking about just jumping through enemies, not, like, jumping and diving at enemies. Alright. I understand now. Yeah, we got him. Alright, I just didn't understand what the game wanted me to do at first. Because the way the spikes are out, I think if I touch him, it's gonna damage him, but... Okay. Hey, level 5 Yogurt Yard. I think there are only 3 stages left. I'm not trying to complete this in a single night, honestly, but, if it happens... I've got my, my Mario Party Superstars. No, actually, no, I'd have to... Yeah, I have it... Yeah, actually, no, if I beat this, I'm just gonna switch to, I have a generic NES Classic. Yeah, I have generic NES Classic, layout ready. Where I have the ticker, but it doesn't have a stream number on it. And the box art is just the box art for the NES Classic Edition. Because that's the problem when I have my individual stream numbers, which actually do serve a purpose that I haven't revealed yet. But I do need to have the individual stream numbers for the most part, at least on the title screen, at the very least on the opening my hold screen for when I start the stream, and if not on the just. At least on the hold screen, if not also in the actual game on my ticker during the gameplay. And because of that, it could be a pain in the butt to like have to go through and change it every time. Or if a stream I'm doing changes or my plans change or something and I don't have the stream ready with... And I have a Man, what... Okay. We survived. I didn't know what was going to happen at first. And... I do... No! I keep forgetting. I'm so used to the earlier stages where there was always something to land on beneath platforms like that. That I'm not used to these newer stages where they're... Yeah, like, that's an actual hazard. You will actually, lose a try. If you act like that. If you don't be careful. I'm guessing these little guys are whatever species King Dedede is supposed to be. Oh, I get it. I can't freeze them because they're the enemies with the freeze power. Having sort of immunities like that... Oh my gosh, I actually beat the stage. Oh, almost, not quite. What's this? Alright. Yeah, Yogurt Yard. I really forgot. I remember this existed, I just don't remember too much about it, so... Oh. There, slide right on down and into this door. Now, imagine if you could actually freeze the water that's around Kirby. That would be a little trippy. Yeah, you can spit water in different directions in order to have some means to fight while you're underwater. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember liking the ice power-up in New Super Mario Bros. Wii that much. I would like just avoid getting it. I would always just go to the Fire Flower, because that's more traditional for Mario Bros. Games. Oh my goodness. I lost my ice power-up. But I think I could earn it right back here. Oh, that's Spark. Which is basically just the ice power-up, but without the ability to, It's basically just the ice power-up without freezing the enemies. Alright. I like this wood background. This woodsy kind of feel. Alright, where's this? Okay, we're underneath this other area. I think I saw this area earlier. Didn't you, Mecha Kong, if I remember what little I saw of my, of your, single credit attempts at this game. Yeah, it's interesting how they balance this to make it so it's not too hard, or not too easy, with Kirby being able to fly. Now, I keep falling for the same pattern, where his tendency... Please. Yeah, got him. Yeah, his tendency is to jump right after he throws the nut, so if you throw it back as soon as you catch it, you're probably gonna miss your chance to damage him for that cycle. Yeah, now we're on top of that area. Yep, there we go. Actually, I want to... We need this. I want to check on the other side. No, okay, so we haven't been in this area yet. But we're here now. Oh! Oh my gosh, it's because I didn't take the slope into account. Yep, so we got the one up. And all it did was... Yeah, that's... Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know how many continues you get in this game, if this game has, like, legit game overs. Now, this is, like, one of the few... This is this is actually the only platformer I could think of on NES where you actually are able to save the game with a battery backup. It's the only platformer I could think of like that. Most platformers on NES, you had to beat in a single run, and when you turned it off, you know, everything erased. But there's some platform, like Super Mario Bros. 3, when you got game over and had no more continues, that was that. And Super Mario World, you effectively had infinite continues, which seemed to coincide with the addition of battery backup save files and the fact that you can there was a completion percentage factor to that, where there was a completion percentage factor to Super Mario World, where having permanent game overs really didn't make sense for the gameplay anymore. And it really wasn't until Mario Odyssey that they kind of really fully did away with the... I guess you could say the remnants of the arcade gameplay. The idea of like, wait, why don't we just have effectively infinite lives? Why does having a finite number of lives matter? In Super Mario 3D World, it mattered a bit more, because that was a bit more arcade-like. Now, I wish Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World had an arcade-like, arcade mode, I guess, where you're beating the levels in sequence, one after another. You started with 3 lives, far fewer 1-ups, and when you got a game over, that was it. As opposed to... I think, like, Super Mario 3D World, Mario 3D Land wasn't as bad. Mario 3D World kind of felt like the worst of both worlds, and I did enjoy that game tremendously. But I kind of felt like you're having all the... You're not benefiting... Like, the live system in that game... Yeah, it was just trying hard, whether... It had an identity issue as to whether or not this was a modern game or an old game. And not in terms of just the gameplay itself, but just in terms of how that gameplay was structured between the stages with the overworld and the lives and continues system. I guess I'll take the wheel. Because wheels only tend to... Oh my goodness. Only tend to appear in places that are suited for them in terms of gameplay. Oh my butt. Okay. This power-up's going to get me killed, and I'm not going to use it anymore. And knowing my luck, I'm about to come up to like a ramp or something crazy like that where it's like, okay, I very specifically could benefit from having the wheel right now. Yep, here we go. And gee, I sure wish I had the wheel power up right now. Okay. Oh man, if the whole rest of the stage is like this and I'm just chugging along. Oh, by the way, I am experiencing massive NES lag. Faithfully recreated by the NES Classic Edition. Spark! Now I like this power up a lot more than the sword. Oh, I wish I had the wheel. Oh, now I'm glad I don't have the wheel. Oh my... That was interesting. That was interesting how I took myself out there. I didn't realize the spark would break through the blocks I was using, the destructible blocks I would use as a platform. Alright. Yeah, so I have to do the whole stage over again because I got the game over mid-stage. 1, 2, here we go, 3. At least I know this time, yeah, keep the wheel, just don't use it during the part they first give it to you at. Yeah, this guy. So I'm going to get the high jump, and use the high jump. Then I go through that. Do I have a limit on how many sort of... I think I have like a 30 or 40 minute cooldown on that redemption. Can you use it now? Clackaboy? I'm just curious. If you have it, you don't have to redeem it now, but I'm just curious if you have it now. But, no, the limits are things I could, like, if there's a stream, if I, like, created a redemption, a channel point redemption, oh my goodness. That's not the power I wanted. If I created a channel point redemption where, I don't know, like sang the Star Spangled Banner or something like that, and I didn't only want to do that once per stream, I can make it I can set it, I think, for once per stream, or if I, in the future, I was thinking of having a redemption where I switch to a commercial break of a future commercial breaks I rip and just switch to a commercial break that we watch, and if I only want to do that, like once every hour, I could set it to once every hour. Or I could set it for once every 5 minutes and people could get silly and redeem it every 5 minutes or whatever. It really just depends on how I think the redemptions will go in terms of the flow of my stream. I think I set it for like 40 minutes or something like that, so 2 couldn't happen. They couldn't be a once per hour, an hourly thing. I think is my intention for whatever the cooldown I set. Oh my goodness, I lost the wheel because I forgot that this little jagged line here, I think this is a reference to a lot of the early Famicom. And this is where I died last time. This is where... Yeah, you have to catch those guys. No! I forgot I couldn't inhale midair. I have to be on the ground to inhale. Alright. We are not losing a third Kirby to this doggone... Yep, we got the laser. That's all we want. I kinda... You can go away now. Oh, he's floating... He's really hounding me, aren't you? Okay, there we go. We got him. I don't know. I thought that looked suspicious, and I was right. They hid a door here. And now it is tricky. I have to have the right timing. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Alright, so let's see what's in the store. Oh, I have to give up the laser to get that one up. Okay, at least you came down here, so I can... Oh, no! Okay, okay, at least it's easier to get through the... Alright, so... That is some tookus, alright? That is silly. That is really... Alright. Yeah, very funny. Alright. Well, hey. Here's what I'm gonna do. Gonna get this. Go back out here. And then... There we go. Got the laser back. Man, that's the third... We lost like 3 Kirbys to this one screen by various ways and means. Alright, I need some water. I have a feeling... Oh my gosh, this is... Oh yeah, we've got some real... Oh, precision. Man. Thanks for the air tank right at the end. Oh, we almost got perfect. Almost got a perfect, Now, I just want to comment for real quick. I remember the first time I knew of Nintendo, NES, Super NES. The first time I went to a friend's house. Well, actually, it was a family member's house. And I had to go far out state, because my friends who were local tended to have Genesis. Then my family who lived, 10-hour car ride to another state, out of town. They tended to have NES. And the first time that I really saw an NES controller and looked at the gamepad design, the red, the black, these gray stripes, even though it wasn't the newest system out at the time, I really looked at this and like, wow, this looks so high-tech and cool, even the way the cartridges looked. I mean, this is such an uniquely... This is just such a really cool controller. Cool looking. Some people can't stand holding it. I like using this thing still. Now, just on to stage. Hey, we can play the egg minigame again. Alright. Man, Kirby likes eggs as much as I do. Man, I think the tornado power is more useful for general purposes. Okay, so the tornado... Oh, that's real troll. Okay. Tornado can't destroy blocks. It's pretty useless right at the start of the stage. And in order to be able to... What's going on here? Oh, okay. Why is my phone... like 90% of the time, my phone is normally on silent. When I'm streaming. And I think this is the first time my phone wasn't on silent while I was streaming. Okay, and inflate and poof. Yeah, really? These last couple of stages really have you used... Oh my goodness. Have you using the inflate ability, the floating powers to really... Fireball. Can I? Yeah, I can. Oh! Okay. I guess I got the spacing just right that first time. Yeah, I'm guessing in Kirby and the Forgotten Land that the floating will be infinite, but they'll limit how high you can go. Because that's the only way I can see that ability being balanced. Dang. That stinks. That was like the perfect power to have. Oh man, he just like warped right on top of me. What? Like, enemies off screen are attacking me. I don't think that's cool. Alright. Uh-oh. It's time for... hold on. I keep resetting the clock. I need to do... Alright. So, we'll, interrupting this regularly scheduled boss fight for some, commercial messages.
Charlie Brown.
Straight from 1993, the year of this game's release. This is from a VHS tape that my grandmother, either my mom or my grandma recorded for me. Because between the two of them, were good at recording a lot of the stuff I used to watch on TV as a kid. Wow, this is really cutting edge at the time.
The new Talking Family dollhouse comes complete with Talking Family and furniture. Batteries not included.
Watch me trick Fred.
Now, at the time these commercials were airing for Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles, they were actually still airing... the Flintstones on children's television. I think it came on Channel 9. I had these stamps. Yeah, this was on the tail end of, this is still on the tail end of cereal having decent toys in it sometimes. Now this game, even as a kid, I was like, based on the commercial, there seems to be no real strategy to this game. This seems to be pure luck. Yeah, that game seemed to be pure luck as far as I could tell.
With all of these, you can paint balls on blue. I could paint my name on pink.
Like, this is a commercial, like, even, there was some girls commercial, like the Zusha commercial. I remembered that commercial for years after. This is something I never really remembered.
confronts a forgotten past.
Oh, wow.
I'm your mother. I helped create you.
Mecha Kong. For this is for you.
Ada, why do you want to look at Dr. Trainer's medical records? Is something wrong with her?
Now, will a father's message reveal the truth?
I made a terrible mistake.
Before both their lives end in tragedy.
We're going to have to jump!
On an all-new episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I forgot what kind of game it was like. I never played a Bomberman game before that. But, yeah, no, there are a lot of Game Boy games I've got on my radar. I've added a few to my collection. I've added one game to my collection that all I'll say is that it's a game that I knew about, but I never really cared about. A game I never played or owned the Game Boy version of until I added it to my collection. It's one of those games where I actually just went ahead and bought it, not having even tried that version of the game before. It's a game that's on Game Boy and on Super Nintendo. I played the Super Nintendo version of it, never the Game Boy version of it. And it's a game that I wish I had in the 90s. Oh, hey, East Gilliam. Oh, you missed the, yeah, so this is one of the last Game Boy. I was a Sega kid at this time, so this is a commercial for Tetris 2. And notice they're pushing the top loader NES at this point.
And now we present in Charlie Brown. We'll return after the...
Yeah, I kept the bumpers in, but obviously I cut out all the Charlie Brown stuff. So I was a Sega kid at this point. So, hey, East Gilliam. Yeah, so they were pushing the top loader NES at this point. And you notice the Game Boy has this massive, oversized Game Boy branding on it. And, right in time for... I'm going to pause here. Actually, no, I'm going to take the timer down to 30 minutes. It was less than 30 minutes, but we're going to jump into a Sodor lore reading where I traditionally, because Reliat redeemed their premium tokens for the Sodor lore reading, where we're going to dive into a bit of deep lore from the world of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Now, East Gilliam, I have a bit of a story. Hold on, where is... I just got to silence my... Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit more about the Skarloey Railway. Now, this is all actual Thomas the Tank Engine canon lore. We're going to read for just a minute or so. Okay, so... During the Second World War, the old mines had been commandeered for ammunition dumps, and the line was worked to the limit, providing slate for blitzed houses and for pit stops for the mines. The borrowed locomotives in stock had now gone, and his 2 locomotives, rolling stock and track, were shockingly run down. Sir Handel II had a fine manager in Mr. Peter Sam, who, backed by his foreman, Ivo Hugh, believed in the line and convinced that it had a future. They persuaded Sir Handel to delay closure for a year. During that year, Renius, the one serviceable locomotive, was carefully nursed and carried the whole burden of traffic, but this epic heroism would have availed little if not for 2 discoveries. One, in the mines near Renius, of new and hitherto untrapped beds of slate, entirely free from metallic impurities and thus in demand for the many purposes besides roofing. And 2, the discovery of the monuments at Elfstead Castle in 1953, and a tattered copy of a document hitherto believed lost, that the Book of Sir Harold, an epic poem in Sudric about the exploits of Sir Harold Maurin, regent of Sodor from 1263 to 1275, a careful study of which suggested that Skarloey was the secret sanctuary to which on occasion he retired, and from which time after he emerged with devastating force to fight invading Scots to a standstill, when digs undertaken by the Sodor Archaeological Society found a supporting evidence, interest grew, and passenger traffic with it. So that's a little more lore about the Skarloey Railway. And yes, I do say Renius, and not in the way they say it in the television series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. But from research that's been discovered, Renius is actually how Reverend Audrey himself pronounced it. So yeah, the top loader NES. It was US and PAL released. And the funny thing about that is that during this time period, in like 2000 or 2001, I got my NES from my friend's garbage, and then I got a second NES from a flea market. Yeah, I got it from a flea market on Surf Avenue in Brooklyn and Coney Island. And I had a friend who had a family friend who had apartments on Coney Island, not far from that area, and another friend of theirs was over. And I was talking about how I was buying old Nintendo NES games, and what they said was, "Oh, I had my NES repaired. My NES broke, and we sent it into Nintendo, and what they sent back was this top-loading NES unit instead of repairing the old NES unit." And so what they did was, now we're gonna start the timer again, and we're gonna end the stream in about a half hour. So we're gonna go to, hold on. Okay. Yeah, prices through the roof are, yeah, so I never heard, this is like, the internet's around, but, you know, I don't know, it's not as easy to find out about these kind of things. Back in, like, in 2001, I think, I had internet access before that. But at this point, I think I only had internet access through visiting the library and using the computer there. Good old Suffolk Web internet access at the local library. And what happened was, I think what happened was, they said, "Oh yeah, like, we had an NES, and then we sent it to Nintendo, and they repaired it." Now, there was an NES that had direct AV, because the top loader, the standard top loader NES only had AV out. It only had out via the RF input, but there was an RF out, like an AV out NES that used the same AV out the proprietary NES or the proprietary Nintendo AV out jack that was used with the Super Nintendo. It was used with the GameCube, and it was used with Super NES, GameCube, and N64. But after that, like with the Wii, they finally started to use a different standard def AV out jack. But you could get an AV out NES, but you could only get it if you had the standard top loader NES and complained that the AV signal didn't look good. They would offer you to send in your top loader NES and send out an AV out only top loader NES. And so my friend, like my parents' friend, it was a rare version of the top loader NES that very few had, and so that it was weird how my friend talked about, my family friend who lived in Coney Island talked about how they used to have a top loader NES that Nintendo directly sent them. Then later that day we were at a flea market and saw a top loader NES, and I was like, well, I already have 2 NES systems at home. I don't want to spend my allowance money on it. And my mom was like, listen, I'll just get it for you. Like, I have the money. I'll just get this for you. And I was like, no, I insist. I have too many games already. I was like the weirdly most mature kid ever. It was like, I have enough video games at home. I don't need one, Mom. You know, I don't need a top loader NES. And thinking back to it, to hear that story, that, oh yeah, I gave it away to a flea market, or I got rid of it. She didn't say what happened to it. But then, in the same town that happened in, I happened to see a top loader NES. It was probably an AV out NES, because that top loader NES was sent directly by Nintendo. Okay. Yeah, the laser power-up is way... Oh my gosh, I really want to... Yes, okay, we got it. We got it back. Yeah, this power-up is way too, over... This is way, out of... This makes this boss, super easy, but... Oh my gosh, but only if you could hang on to it. Okay. No, there is a... Yeah, there was an official AV out NES produced by Nintendo. I don't feel like going... Yes, I do. I will go all the way back there just to get the laser power up and be more reserved this time around. Yeah. Oh, and Escilium. Yeah, I don't tweet or talk about much even vaguely politics-related stuff, which it's kind of stupid that I even have to consider this politics or that it would be considered politics, but, yeah, I just wanted to play the shooting minigame real quick. But, no, just thanks for your tweet earlier, that's all. About that thing I, commented on. After this, I'll, Howdy DDD in a top hat. Oh my gosh, he was too fast. He was too fast. DDD in a top hat bamboozled me. Hey, I got a 1-up for my trouble at least. But I do want to go back one more level. I already played. Okay. Actually, no. I want to play the. King, did they call him? Actually, we can. Okay, I have to focus for this, but that's interesting. Hold on. Okay, all right. I'm literally at the edge of my seat here. No. Okay, at least I get one more than one try. Man, he is so fast. He's so fast. Okay, because the Kirby Dream Land 2 commercial might have called him King Dedede. Because in the commercials, I'll pull it up real quick. But, well, actually, we're going to watch another commercial break at the end of the stream anyway. But in the Kirby's Adventure commercial, they definitely call him King Dedede. But in Japan, it's pronounced Day. But, no, this isn't it. I guess it's still one world over. It's another world over. The museum that has the laser power up in it. We're coming all the way back to get. I don't remember the Kirby Dream Land 2 commercial at all. Okay. I have to go all the way back, but and this power-up is so OP that, for this particular boss. But I just have to not be silly about it this time. And, okay. We have to get through Yogurt Yard, and we're right at the end of Grape Gardens. No, I did not mean to do that. I definitely don't want to get rid of the lasers, so. And, okay. Yeah, I just have to not be impatient. Yeah, last time I think I forgot or didn't realize that... Yeah, I could jump and shoot. Yeah, I didn't realize... I thought I could only shoot him from the ground, so I had to, would therefore have to be... Or more than 50... Oh, we're almost... Okay. Yeah, that's real... Oh, no! Oh my gosh, that's the cruelest... Oh, man. I got left behind. Okay. Weird. There's... It's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna go back in for the laser, and if I don't clear it this time, the next time I use a laser, then we are definitely going to... Oh, no. That's a problem I have. I need to stop. With this going into... I have to stop pressing the button in front of doors I don't intend to go into. Alright. Gotta go through here. And it's the next one over. Back in level 2. Yep, an ice cream island. And... laser. Now, can I... Is there a warp station? Yes, there is. So I could warp to level 3. Save a little time. Just took a work with a coworker down to Georgia for like 4 days, and he had games too. We ended up discussing Kirby at one point. Alright. Well, Alright. Yeah, it's, you never know who you're gonna run into that, like, when you're talking to someone and you just, like, unexpectedly have, like, something in common, and it's like, well, gee, I wasn't, like, prepared to talk about this, but yeah, sure, I do, like, that's... I mean, Kirby, I mean, I guess video games in general, then Nintendo, then Kirby, so it's like, you get more and more specific, I guess, as you go along, but... So, Grape Garden, and what's the stage we're on? Oh yeah, Yogurt Yard, that's what we were on, Yogurt Yard. And, okay. I just can't get... Yeah, the moments where he's directly lined with me, that's when I really need to jam on the button. Like right now. Yeah, when I got to that point, oh my gosh. I'm actually... Wow, that was a little too easy. Well, not... I mean, I'm the one who went, like, 4 levels back just to get a power-up. Yeah, Orange Ocean. I just remember the color scheme for this world, this level, I guess, or this level that in any other game would be called its, I guess, the act. You brought it up because of the new Kirby coming out. I guess he's played through all of them. I've only played... Okay, here are the Kirby games I've played through, Eskillium. I've played through... Well, I knew the first Kirby game I really remember noticing was the one on, like, I think it was Kirby's Pinball Land, because I remember the commercials for Kirby's Pinball Land, like, airing around the same time that the commercials for Sonic Spinball were airing, and I just remember thinking, like, I was a Sega kid at the time, but I was like, oh, Sega and Nintendo both have, like, their own, like, versions of, like, a pinball game based on another character. And then, and so I think that was my earliest memory of Kirby, because I was, like, because Sonic Spinball was 93, because that game was kind of used for the fact that Sonic 2 came out in 92, and then Sonic 3 wasn't ready until 94. So they had Kirby, Sonic Spinball in 93 to kind of, make up for it, not having a major Sonic platformer that year. Oh, he's gonna body slam me or whatever it is that this guy does. I mean, look at his big eyes. He looks so innocent and cutesy. Okay, you know what? I get it. This guy, it's tricky to inhale his little things he spits because of the water. Because you can't inhale Oh, and I have to... Okay, I have to get him... I have to strike him in the air, too. Have I played Kirby's Epic Yarn? No, but it's a game I definitely look forward to playing. Because I could just play that on the Wii U. I mean, that game was so beautiful. That, like, the reveal of that game was one of my top E3 moments of all time. In fact, I was, right next to another, someone else who streams on Twitch. And who's a huge Kirby fan themselves. Oh my gosh, she's gonna take me out here. Yeah, I was standing right next to someone else who streams on Twitch who was a huge Kirby fan. And they're like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be Kirby's Dream Land 4? Like, and... Well, at first he got scared, he thought it was gonna be Canvas Curse, and he actually liked Canvas Curse, but he didn't want another Kirby game in that style. Because Kirby's Canvas Curse is a good game, but it's not a traditional Kirby game. It's not, if you want a Kirby game, that's, like, Canvas Curse isn't really what you're trying to get, right? Oh my gosh. Did I even damage him once yet? Do I? I don't think I even want to... Do I have to fight him? Can I progress without fighting him? Yeah, that's a really... They know that... Okay, that's. I think that's an optional mini-boss. That's neat. Kirby's Cannabis Curse. I mean, if you look at how... I mean, Kirby, I don't think he needs cannabis. I think... Kirby eats, perhaps, like he's, under the effects of cannabis. The amounts he eats in. But I think Kirby's just already there. I don't think Kirby needs, any, outside help. Okay. Or can I... Got the one up. And... Yeah, but, you know, Kirby's Epic Yarn, like, the art style, like, the reveal of that game was, like, that was some real Nintendo magic. And it's a game that I never even played and never even got, but just the reveal of that. That was one of my top E3 moments in general, and specifically, especially top, oh my gosh, I got bamboozled and I did not land on, Canvas Curse was the Wii U one, but the reveal of Kirby's Epic Yarn. No. Canvas Curse was the one on DS, and Rainbow Curse was the one on Wii U. That's what it was. Yeah, like, he does not recover from that damage animation until he lands on a solid surface. That's what got me killed that last time around. Yeah, but, like... Yeah, the reveal of a canvas... No, the reveal of Kirby's Epic Yarn was one of my top E3 moments, top Nintendo moments, because Nintendo, when they really nail it, when a good Nintendo reveal is like... When they reveal, like, an old, like a classic franchise, a new entry in a classic franchise, and it's something that when the moment you see it, it is, like, quintessentially, like, unmistakably, like, emblematic of that franchise, yet it does something completely new and so creative with it that it's like, I've never seen that before. I never would have thought of that in a million years. But now that I've seen it, it's like, yes, that is exactly what suits that franchise. Like, Mario Galaxy was a moment like that. Even though it wasn't E3. Like, Wind Waker was a moment like that to me. The reveal of Twilight Princess was a moment like that to me. The reveal of Mario Galaxy, the reveal of Mario 3D Land, the reveal of, to a far lesser extent, 3D World, because that was just a continuation of the 3D Land style. But the reveal of Kirby's Epic Yarn was one of those moments where it's like, yes, that is quintessential Kirby, yet it's something I've never seen before and never would have thought of myself. And I think, yeah, Kirby's, Rainbow, no, the Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one of those things where it's like, it was something that a lot of people have been waiting for really since the reveal of N64, a fully 3D Kirby platformer, right? And so they finally reveal it, but it's like the fact that it was a post-apocalyptic, I mean, it's the lore they come up with, I'm sure they're going to make it so it's not so grim as literally post-apocalyptic. But the idea of a ruined post-industrial world, or at least part of a world, where it's like, yeah, Kirby has had elements in the games, in the lore, hinting at a post-industrial, a world after the collapse of industrial civilization as we know it. And, yeah, so it's like something we hinted at, something that's perfectly natural now that we've seen it, but that you'd never kind of expect otherwise. You're about to buy the Mario Kart 8, Reliet's saying, if it weren't for touch controls being a necessity, I feel like Rainbow Curse would have been ported to Switch. Yeah, I feel so too. And either I have purchased or will purchase Rainbow Curse. I do need to make sure, I need to find, for a lot of the bigger games like the Wii downloads, the Wii U retail downloads, I need to find a hard drive that's compatible with Wii U. Probably any plug-and-play hard drive will work, but I want to make sure it's one I know will work for Wii U. Or I could just go ahead and see if the retail games are that expensive. Because, Wii U's the first system I'm ever, consciously aware of, okay, I need to get certain retail games now before they're rare in the future. Or, not rare, but just expensive because they're just so highly desired due to them being Wii U exclusives. Alright, you got Parasol here. Alright. Oh, this is the spark? Yeah, I need the brick to pound down that pole. Alright. What's up here? Okay, no, I have to go down. Yeah, definitely not finishing this game today, and I don't mind that at all. I have nearly two full worlds to get through for the next stream. And then I'll probably do, I'll probably spin a wheel or something. I don't know, I'll choose some, oh my gosh. Yeah, I got taken out. Oh, gotta head out? Love my streams? Oh, thank you, because I dropped into the stream you did. I had to stay quiet during it. I couldn't, be in chat so much, but, yeah, your stream was, neato too, that you did, fairly recently. But yeah, thanks, for dropping in and saying hi. Man, these guys are these little mask guys that go all bananas if you trigger their hitbox by inhaling near them. They are quite dangerous. Man, these... Okay, we've got... Look at this. Got this checkerboard patterned ground. And these giant sunflowers with spinning petals. This is so Sonic right now. Yeah, this is so Sonic right now. Just the checkerboard ground motifs and the spinning giant sunflowers. Oh yeah, I forgot you have multiple modes of attack. Oh man, I destroyed my own power-up. That was really a power-up that was well suited to breezing through the rest of this stage, but I got bamboozled. You're speeding around in WoW now? Trying to hit that affiliate break soon? Okay. I don't have a shout-out. I don't have a shout-out command ready, because I don't have a lot of traffic in my chat, so I don't have a lot of people to shout out. But yeah, check out East yeah, I started getting into streaming. Was had a YouTube thing going on a while back, which is where I met them, where I probably met them because I was recommended to them by Pete Dorr. But yeah, now they're doing stuff on YouTube, and they on Twitter they do a lot of really cool cooking stuff, and they show. And in fact, I remember some of their old YouTube stuff had a lot of how-to videos for cooking things. Like, the one infamous example, it was a bunch of enchiladas. You could it was because there's some of your lightweight cooking stuff you did, and then there's some of the heavier, more hardcore cooking stuff you did. And the cooking stuff you did for you know, like, 'cause there's some stuff you did that was more of like a high school home ec type cooking stuff, where you're using a lot of prepared ingredients, like prepared sauce, prepared tortillas, and stuff like that. Then you had the sort of more hardcore stuff where you were doing a lot of stuff like really from scratch. Oh yeah, no, they can do some really cooking stuff. Would I ever do a how-to cooking stream? Wow, look at that. We've got, like, mini-boss tier enemies right in the middle of normal stages now. I forgot that became a thing later on. And notice how, oh man, I could tear, with this fireball, I could tear through this guy. Yeah, you're fighting mini-boss class enemies with their own hit point bars right in the middle of normal stages now. I'd never do, I don't know if you're talking to, okay, maybe you were talking to, oh, excuse me, Clockboy, excuse me, I'm being a little, self-absorbed here, maybe you were talking to Eskillium. Yeah, as with 6 people, you would do cooking streams. Yeah, I definitely am never gonna do a cooking stream. Yeah, I'm, like, even just doing, like, a card open, oh my goodness, he's dogging me out here. Give me the scary face. Come on, come on. Man, gee whiz. These guys hit hard when they land. Talking to me? Yeah, I can, like, every year I go through a phase where I re-invoke my skills to cook fried eggs in the morning. And that's really the extent of my cooking skills. Well, no, I could do more than that, but these, the last place I was staying at, I had a couple of housemates, so that makes cooking complicated. This apartment, I have a tiny, little kitchen. And, real frankly, no, I have an okay kitchen here. It's just that, my freelance copywriting lifestyle, I've just had this tendency, even before COVID, to just over-rely on, Postmates and Uber Eats and stuff like that. Just ordering, local food. But with, oh wow, it's the first Warp Star. It's been a couple of worlds since we've encountered a Warp Star, isn't it? Okay, Skillium, I hope the rest of your day, goes well. Thanks for dropping in. I enjoyed having you in. And, I hope it goes well, and I hope the next thing you cook goes awesome. Comes out awesome, rather. Yeah. Well, it goes awesome is fine. I hope your cooking goes awesome. Or I hope... There's several... Oh, no, not... Okay. Hold on. Copy... Copywriting. That's the sense of copywriting, I mean. Copywriting as then writing copy, where you're a salesperson behind a typewriter. Not copywriting, which deals with intellectual property and stuff like that. Like Shigesato Itoi was a famous it was and is. Shigesato Itoi, the creator of the Mother series, kind of became a celebrity copywriter. Yeah, so... Yeah, that's... Yeah, so... Yeah, that deals more with, basically, yeah, that's the simplest way to put copywriting, is you're a salesperson behind a computer. Nowadays, that also, sort of, overlaps a bit with, SEO, search engine optimization type stuff, but I'm more on the creative side of just actually just, like, you know, you basically just write a little story where, I mean, in various forms. I mean, it could be anything from, like, you know, commercial work, or writing print materials, or yeah, just, it can encompass all kinds of stuff. Whenever you read something that needs to be, it's sort of like copy, like writing advertising copy, and all its various forms, and all its the various forms. Actually, I'm not gonna finish this level. I'm gonna leave this for next time, because I think there's only one more full world left after this, and I'll leave. But yeah, to get into copywriting really quick, like, copywriting is basically to writing what commercial photography is compared to, because when people think of photography, they think of like, you know, taking photographs of flowers or wildlife for purely artistic purposes, right? Where a lot of the money in photography is taking a photograph of making a cheeseburger look really good for a Wendy's photograph, for a print ad for Wendy's, or taking a really good photo of a car for a print ad for that's something that's going to be used in like an ad that's going to go on a still photograph for an ad for a banner ad or something like that. Whereas, or like taking photographs for a wedding, or taking photographs of a event at a like a press conference or something like that, taking photographs of those kind of photos, and that's where a lot of the money is. Whereas the artistic side of it is often more done for recreation. So when you think of writing, you often think of being a novelist, or being a novelist, or being a writing short stories or poetry, which is, you know, a few people are able to make it big and make all their income off of that. Whereas for me, that's kind of the recreational side, stuff I do for fun when I could be playing video games and watching TV. Whereas, you know, when it comes to paying the bills, you know, I do, you know, freelance. You know, you could be a copywriter. Like Nintendo probably has their own in-house copywriters who write the scripts for things like Nintendo Directs. But a lot of people just do it freelance. And so that'll, we're going to, before we go to my end screen, we're going to do another commercial break for a commercial.
And now we present in Charlie Brown. We'll return after these.
We're going to do another commercial break for Kirby's Adventure. So we're going to see not just the commercial for Kirby's Adventure, but also a full commercial break ripped straight from my own childhood VHS tape from Channel 11 back in New York. Pre-WB WPIX 11. You see some of the toys and games and services to give a sort of taste of the world that Kirby's Adventure released into. Now, I was a Sega kid at this time. Now, I never played this game, or if I played it, maybe I played it in like school or something like that, where they had a lot of board games and stuff like that for kids to play, like, you know, during recess. But I never actually played. That was a game that always looked fun, Kerplunk. Now, Honeycomb was never a cereal that I really had very often. It's one we had a family friend who lived with us for a while. She liked Honeycomb a lot. Yeah, so there was a real interest Nintendo of America had even back then of making sure. You know, he's one tough cream puff. He's a weapons expert. He's a street fighter. He's he's a physical powerhouse. To try to market Kirby as like, he's not just a cute puffball. He's really like a powerful character. It's a cool game to play. It's not a game for little girls just because he's literally a pink puffball. That sucks.
The slime of their lives. Sliminator.
I mean, come on. This is like this is so like early 90s. Like going. I mean, this is made for. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to go over to our end screen there. I'm gonna call it there, and yeah. And I'll also give a shout out to my artist who does the art for me. But yeah, so my next stream is going to be Wednesday, March 23rd, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to feature Kirby's Adventure. So yeah, I'm going to almost certainly finish off Kirby's Adventure next time around. And if we finish Kirby's Adventure, it's almost a matter of when we finish Kirby's Adventure rather than if. But we're going to finish off Kirby's Adventure. And after that, we're going to probably place... I have a layout ready for... yeah, I have a layout ready for just general, like, NES I'm gonna play something on my NES Classic Edition. Probably not anything too major, too milestone-y, like Super Mario Brothers. We're probably gonna play one of the more, probably gonna play one of the more, I guess you could say, more arcadey type games. One of the more score attack, some sort of games that the NES has to offer, or that the NES Classic Edition has to offer. So, okay. Okay, I'm sucking at rating right now. Alright, so I'm sending those of you over to Pete Dorr, who he's doing eBay game hunting. If you've never seen this before, basically he's going through eBay and he's an expert on game prices and stuff like that, and he offers, like, he finds good deals for people on chat to try to bid on or buy outright, and also speculates on certain games that will be expensive in the future that are cheap now, and he's been really accurate over the years. So I'm going to send you over to Pete Dorr. So I'll see you Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and thank you for watching.